Hello. What school are you at? Warunga Adventist. Nice to see you.
Have you got a baby?
Ladies and gentlemen, this morning brings together a gathering of people who represent and are part of the life in the varied community and to exchange some views.
The Prime Minister answered about a dozen questions. A couple of them were about climate change. You can't avoid them these days. We're in Canberra. This is the Parliament House. This is where the Prime Minister meets with the other ministers to discuss government matters.
Beneath our radiant Southern Cross, we'll toil with hearts and hands.
Down the hill is the old Parliament House. And across the road from there is my favorite place.
Renowned of all the lands, for those who've come across the seas, we've boundless plains to share. With courage let us all combine to advance Australia
fair. Our weather systems and ocean currents are affected by the spinning of the planet and temperature differences. A very small change in one place can lead to large differences in the whole pattern. That's why they call our planet a turbulent orb. Our climate is created by a balance between the temperature, the currents of the ocean, and wind patterns. Weather patterns can change over time, causing ice to form or to melt down. A change in wind patterns may cause warmer weather and drought conditions in Australia. Our future depends on how well we manage our planet's environment. The combustion engine is one of the biggest sources of carbon dioxide pollution. Scientists tell us that global climate change is happening because of the buildup of greenhouse gases, causing warmer weather and ice in the polar regions to melt. Besides carbon dioxide, greenhouse gases include methane and nitrous oxide. Methane can retain heat 30 times more than carbon dioxide, while nitrous oxide is 300 times. The biggest man-made source of methane is flooded paddy fields or rice fields around the world. When chemical nitrogen fertilizer is used in these rice fields, high levels of nitrous oxide are also given off. The solution is to cut down on flooding the rice fields and also cut down on using chemical nitrogen fertilizer. UN scientists have been asking rice farmers to drain their field, but the farmers are afraid that will reduce their harvest. We're off to Bali to see a new rice planting methodology which reduces the emission of greenhouse gases. Welcome to Bali. Today is a big day. We'll be flying in a helicopter over some rice fields. Let's find out how they plant rice here. fields are almost ready for harvest. These fields have already been harvested. They've been burning the rice plants after harvest. And here we have flooded paddy fields. Instead of turning the rice stalks into compost, the farmers are using a lot of chemical fertilizer. When they burn the rice stalks, carbon monoxide is also given off. We need to teach them how to turn the rice stalks into compost. The system of rice intensification, or SRI, increases production but also saves the environment. Here are the key principles to SRI. Number 1, seedlings are transplanted very young, at 8 to 12 days old when they have only 2 small leaves. Number 2, plant single seedlings widely spaced apart. Number 3, transplanting is done quickly within 30 minutes. Number 4, only a minimum of water is used instead of flooding. We actually allow the soil to crack open before watering again. Number 5, weeding is carried out early and more often. And finally, number 6, organic fertilizer is used instead of chemical fertilizer. The typical result of SRI is seen here. The plant on the left comes from 1 seedling, while the plant on the right comes from 5 seedlings. SRI has won the full support of the Indonesian president.
There is a saying,
Seeing is believing.
as we were harvesting a moment ago, Mr. Solim related to me that as this is introduced to the folks, husbands and wives can get rather agitated towards each other. What usually is a clump is now a single seedling. What if it doesn't grow? But after a while, as the days go by, there's conviction that this technology is not fuzzy, but rather brings much gain and increase. Once again, I repeat why we should fully support this SRI method, because it increases production and yet does not damage the environment. That's the key. We should think about the future of our children, the lives of our next generation. Let's not squander our resources and leave them without theirs. May the peace, mercy and blessings of God be upon you all.
As we come back to Australia, we remember the drought conditions for our poor Aussie farmers. Is there a way for them to enjoy the benefits of SRI for sustainable agriculture and environmental care on our turbulent orb beneath the radiant Southern Cross?